Hey guys, haven't spoken in a while. This is Alex 703 Rockstar. I am back. I was not supposed to be back this early in the day. I was supposed to be working at an internship, but I was told to go home for a couple of days, so certainly an inauspicious start, isn't it? Anyway, I bought myself this granito, because granitos are the best, which I finished, pretty much. I'll finish the ice after this review is done. And I'm going to review Enlish's Cold Lazarus. Now, Enlish is an underground UK artist, born in Falmouth, but he certainly fits into the Brighton UK hip hop scene. It's where he's sort of plied his trade for a couple of years now, for a long time now. And this, I believe, is his fourth album, but really his first solo release. Although he's released mixtapes and I think one EP before. It's released on independent label FU Music. You may know Stig of the Dump from there, but that's really if you're a Battlehead, and if you're a Battlehead, you know who Enlish is anyway. So I don't know why I'm mentioning this. So anyway, Enlish. Okay, let's just start by saying I have almost no complaints about this album, because I think not only is there not anything bad on it, but everything is sort of supersedingly, I don't even know if that's the right word. It's almost perfect, this album. It's a classic. I would go as far to say as that this album is a classic. It has everything a hip hop album should have. Variety, great lyrics, honesty. It's not too long. Great production. Let me go into the lyrics first. Enlish, he's talented enough where he could weave all these crazy multi-syllabic verses, all this crazy shit, into his songs, and he proves that he can on songs like Blackout or The Brainchild, but he chooses to go for a simpler but sort of a more honest approach, and I think that's a place where a lot of talented rappers falter. They try to create, prove how good they are lyrically, and end up sacrificing, the stories they're telling or the honesty in their music, and Enlish does not. He doesn't compromise anything here. He goes to, he's not afraid to talk about his own problems. And I think he does a great job of balancing the fact that he's always admitting that he's lazy, that he has a drinking problem. And so I think he does a great job of showing how that's a problem, and then at the same time, on the other hand, showing how he doesn't give a shit that it's a problem, and that it's really, that he doesn't care, and that he'll continue doing it, even if it causes him all this grief. Well, not grief. I guess it just causes him problems sometimes. And that's the other great thing about this album. It's so well varied. You have some battle tracks, which is where I guess he shows off his lyrical ability, but it's limited to 2 or 3 songs, which is the perfect amount for that, considering it's not a horrorcore album, thank God. And then he has certain songs, about getting drunk, and it's like those are the total party songs. And then I guess he has a set of songs which I would call the hangover songs, which are, the effects of that, which I think are great because it shows both sides of the spectrum. And certain songs then talking about sort of his beliefs on the world, sort of how he was raised, all this different stuff. So it's incredibly well themed, varied. You can tell he's gone through a lot recording this, because apparently everything went wrong recording this. It's taken forever to come out. So it's like a huge victory for him, and you can tell that there were just years and years building up to these. But perhaps that's what made it so good, the fact that it was so difficult to make, because there's certainly a lot of different emotions here. All the guest rappers are very good. I guess the biggest one, in terms of notoriety in the U.S., is Sean Price of Helta Skelta, who makes a fantastic appearance on Arrogance is Bliss, as well as Stig of the Dump, who I mentioned earlier. Local Brighton crew, Vecks and Scizzahz, appear here. They're excellent. And DJ Manipulate appears on a couple of the tracks, providing some really awe-inspiring scratches. Not that I know anything about scratching, but it sounds fucking badass. It's produced completely by a producer named Ido or Ido. I don't know how to pronounce it because I've only read it. And the production here is flawless. It's absolutely flawless. He's able to he switches it up from song to song, from sort of buzzing synths to little bloopy little sort of almost comedic drums and punches. I can't. It's like a combination of classic '90s hip hop sound with 2011 gloss, while still not feeling overproduced at all. The production is never in the way of his sort of Enlish's rapping. And I'm sorry for the stuttering here. The end. Something that I mentioned in my Tyler the Creator review that is not apparent here is the lack of bass. There is a ton of bass here. The perfect amount. It's not a dubstep song, but I think the bass accompanies the tracks perfectly, the synths perfectly, everything production wise is absolutely perfect. And that was like that was a pretty stuttery segment of my review, so I apologize for that, but it's essentially perfect production. Also with the sampling, he does an excellent job. He uses useful samples. I think I love sampling, but I think since sort of Wu-Tang Clan or even Madlib came around, a lot of underground rappers just try to, or their producers, just try to cram in as many samples as possible of obscure movies or cult movies because they think it's cool. And it is, but if they're not useful, it definitely takes away from the music, because sometimes there are more samples than there are music, it seems. A sample should never outweigh the beats of the songs, and he actually samples well within the beats, on such as songs like I Feel Good. So yeah, really, really good stuff. The samples are great. I don't have much more to say other than the one flaw I see on this album. There's one flaw, and it's so nitpicky, but that's just a testament to how good the album is, the fact that I have to nitpick to find a flaw is. I don't think Karaoke is a good opener. Not that the song is bad, the song is great, but I think it would have fit better at the end of the album. It would have been, for me, the best as the last track of the album, as the album ends a little abruptly. It has a good length. I actually don't know how much it is because I've listened to it on my iPod up until this point, although I did order the CD and it is coming. It has a good length though. But yeah, I wish Karaoke would be at the end. I wish there would be like a short intro and it would go directly into Arrogance is Bliss. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully this video does not cut off or I will murder someone. Alright, see you guys later. Oh yeah, 9.75 out of 10. Almost perfect. See you. Peace.